right, we're going to get started here. We've got a number of people that are going to watch later. I want to mute my phone here. Okay. All right, my phone is muted. We're ready to go. As you can see, I've got a picture of the cruise ship up. Replace the word freedom on the side of it for glory. Not glory. Dream. Sorry. They've got it in two places there, but it's going to be a good time for everybody. This was taken yesterday. So we are 504 days out. So we're getting closer than what we started at, where we were almost 600 days out originally. We're now out to 500 days. This is actually taken from their app on my phone. Their app is really useful. Will be very useful on the boat, from what I hear. Some things have changed since the last time I cruised, so I'm going to be learning some of this as well as you guys learning it for the first time. So, here's what we're going to go through. We're going to go through our cruise tips through different sections. Section one will be our itinerary, what we're actually going to be doing. Step two will be, let me go back. Things to expect. Um, then before we go, things we got to do. And then we're going to have a calendar. I will share a link to that calendar to everyone. Um, that way, everybody has the same dates. Everybody kind of knows what to expect. And we'll go through those things. So, first up, our itinerary. As everybody should know, we are leaving November 27th, 2022. Um, we are going to be underway by 3:30. What that means is typically, and again, I'm going off of my prior knowledge from the cruise ships in the past. Um, they want everybody there um, at about noon to 3:30. They, I hear that now they are doing assigned check-ins, so you have a check-in window that you need to be there. We are going to try, because we have such a big group. We're going to try and get those check-in windows one right after another, so we can just all pair off and go into the boat one after another. Day two, down here we have a what they call a fun day at sea. Fun day at sea means we are locked on the boat. The boat will be underway. We are going to our first destination. Day three, November 29th, we're going to be in Costa Maya. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. We're going to be there from 1 p.m. till 8 p.m. Typically, on other cruises, we would get there early in the morning and then leave earlier in the evening. But because of the distance, from what I can gather, between Galveston and Costa Maya, they actually pushed that out until 1 p.m. that we are going to be docking, and 8 p.m. that we are going to be setting sail. Um, so yeah, that one's a little bit different. Then we're going to go to Mahogany Bay on the fourth day. Like you can see there, the 8 to 6 is more typical of a normal cruise. Then we're going to Cozumel, 9 to 6, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then we're going to have one of those fun days at sea again. I really like this itinerary where we've got a fun day at sea at the beginning and end, kind of a You get a day to settle in, kind of learn the boat, learn where you're at and everything. And then you get a fun day at sea at the end where you can kind of do your packing and getting ready to leave. Um, for me, I kind of like those itineraries. Day 7, that one we're going to be getting into port at like 8 a.m. And by noon, they're going to have everybody off the boat typically. Like I said, things may change because of COVID, but in my experience, that's kind of how things will work. Moving on, things to expect. So we're going to go through the normal experience, what I and other people that have been on Carnival cruises have seen in the past, and what to expect there. Then we're going to go into some post-COVID things, some requirements and rules that they have come out with because of COVID, things that we know already, but all of that is subject to change. Then we're going to go through some other items, some other housekeeping items. Um, they kind of fall into the normal experience, but they're a little bit outside of what I'm used to. The normal experience, I've kind of got this broken up to kind of your embarkation day and port of calls. So on your embarkation day, we are going to get to the boat. The first thing that you're going to see is you're going to see these guys. They are called porters. They're going to take your bags. They are going to put them into racks like what you see here, and those are actually forklift. Forklifts can actually lift those and put those directly onto the ship. Those bags are going to be delivered directly to your room. It's kind of like a checked bag when you go to the airport, but a little bit less strenuous to get it on there. Um, like there's no rotisserie baggage claims or anything like that. And they have people there to stack them up, get them onto those high carts for you. Because of that, Carnival actually gives us some luggage tags that you can print off when you print your cruise documents. Go ahead and put those on the handle of all of your bags. Even if you're not going to be doing a checking the bag, go ahead and put that on there, just so that if you forget your bag somewhere on the boat on the embarkation day, um, people will know where to get that bag back to. They will be able to get that back to you and put it outside your door. That being said, that is how your bags will be given to you while you're on board. They will be placed outside your door, typically around supper time on the first night. So if there's anything that you need in your bag between when you get on the boat and sometimes all the way to supper time, take it with you on a carry-on bag. I carry a backpack. I carry all my travel documents. I carry all of medications, some sunscreen. I will actually carry like our swimsuits in that bag on our carry-on, so we can actually go swimming the first day, even though we may not have our bags in the room yet. We can still go to our room. We can still um, get changed, go down to the pool, have a good time. I can still take my medication if I need to, even though my bag with everything else may not be in my room until after dinner. So the next thing is embarkation. So we have given our bags to the porters. We have our luggage tags on there. We're going to go to our embarkation. This is notorious for very long lines, but the lines move fairly quickly. As you can see here in the photo, I don't know if this is a cruise port, but it will be kiosks with people behind the counter checking you in. At least that's how it has been in the past. they will have 7 to 10 counters, and they move through people pretty quickly, getting them on board. You will be going through security checkpoints as you're going through into this, but it's a fairly well thought out process, and they make it pretty easy for you. So we already talked about this, but during embarkation, you will need your cruise documents, including your boarding pass. So make sure that you don't leave your boarding pass in your checked bag, because you will not be able to get on board if it's in there. They may be able to pull it up off of a booking number or something, but it's just a whole lot easier and better if you have your actual boarding pass with you ready to go when you go to get on board. So, also, what you must have is your passports. I would even say government issued ID, so your driver's license or whatever you have for an ID. Two forms of ID are probably preferred. Kind of think of this as getting on an airplane at the airport. You may check your bag, but you need your passport or your photo ID to get onto the cruise, so or to get onto the plane. So be aware of that and carry those things with you in your carry-on bag. Then while you're embarking, there will be people standing at various locations. They may have like fake ship wheels and stuff like that, and they will say, "Step up here, step up here. Let me take your picture and stuff." Go ahead and do that. There will be two reasons. So when we are, let's see if I can't go back. When you are at the embarkation process, they will be taking your photo there, and that will be a photo that they reference anytime you get on and off the ship. When you scan your room key, your sign in sail card is what they call that. Every time they scan it, it will bring up a picture of you. If you do not meet your or match your photo, then they're going to say you got somebody else's key, and they're going to deny you entrance onto the ship, off the ship. You can't charge things to their card. They're going to make sure that it is the right person. So let's get back over to this. But then there's also just fun photos. The fun photos, go ahead and take group photos. Go ahead and anytime they ask you to do that, go ahead and do it. If you've got some time, take a nice photo with them. On board the ship, there is actually a shop where you can go and look at all the photos they have taken. And you can go in and you can say, hey, I want to buy this photo and this photo and this photo. If you don't want to buy them, no big deal. They don't cost you anything to have them taken. They only cost if you have them printed and take them off the ship. So, let's go back. All right, next thing is food. On board the boats, all the ship lines are known for food. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of places. When we get on board, again, this is kind of our process of getting on. We're going to be getting on again during that noon to 3:30 time frame. I'm planning that I'm going to probably just eat lunch on the boat. Up on the Lido deck, there's going to be a lot of buffets. All of those are included in your ticket. So go ahead and get up there, get some food, have a good time, have a good time at the departure party. It's supposed to be a good time for everybody. So then there's a lot of onboard activities. All of those onboard activities, different shows, different things like that, they are, for the most part, all inclusive. So if you want to go to the main theater, which is at the front of the ship, and you want to watch a show that's going on, they have what I call kind of Vegas style shows. They have bingo. They have like Hasbro the game show. They have different game shows. Um, Go ahead and participate. Um, Bingo is like one of the you have to pay to play the bingo, but you can sit in and watch the bingo for free. All the game shows, those are all included. So if you want to go try and get up on stage and play the game show, play the game show. I actually did that with a friend of ours that is going on this cruise with us. The last time I went on a cruise, and I took top prize at Hasbro the game show. So it was a real good time. Um, so just go for it. Put yourself out there and have a good time, because for some people this is a once in a lifetime experience. I've been blessed that this is what number 4 for me. So, but every time I try and put myself out there and a little bit further out there, and it rewards me for doing that. So the next thing, daily planners. So every night, while you're in dinner, so your room steward will come and make up your room twice a day. When you are out in a port of call, or when you're out just wandering around the ship, they will find a time that you are not in your room, and they will go in there. They'll make up your room just like room service at any hotel. At the same time, they'll make you, or at least they have made you, towel animals. They'll put it on your bed, and different things that are going on. They'll have different promotions or something. They'll put some flyers in your room. Go ahead and read those flyers. Then, towards evening, when you are at supper, they will know when your supper time is, and they will enter the room at that time and do a turn down service. So they will take the covers on your bed, turn them down, so that when you're ready for bed after you go to whatever shows or whatever you're going to be doing in the evening, you can hop into bed and you can sleep and have a really good sleep. Those beds are really comfortable. They also put mints on your pillows, type of thing. And at that same time, they're going to give you a daily planner in your room. They will give you a sheet of paper saying what's going on the next day. I think Sherry and I are going to carry a couple of highlighters with us. We're going to highlight in different colors things that she wants to do, things that I want to do. Um, we can block out times that we're going on shore excursions, and we can schedule everything that way, because there's a lot going on in the boat, and you will not know everything that's going on if you don't look at that. So the next thing is ports of call. The big thing that I want to tell you guys about is don't be a pier runner. Um, that and ship time. When we get on the boat, they will tell you what ship time is. It will probably be Central Time because we are leaving from Galveston, so it probably won't be that big of a deal for us. But let's say that, well, in most of the places we are going are all in Central Time Zone. So it probably won't be that big of a deal for us this time. But in the past, other ships that I've gone on, we have started off in East Coast time in Florida, and the ship will go to Cozumel, which is Central Time. Ship time is ship time. If the ship says, "All right, we're going off of Eastern time zone," and we go into Cozumel or Belize or Honduras or Costa Maya that are central, if they say we are Eastern, we are Eastern. That means that all of the clocks in the port towns that we are in are not accurate. So I recommend wearing a watch, setting it to ship time, and don't take it off ship time. Because when the boat says that they are leaving on ship time. And then I say, don't be a pier runner. What is a pier runner? Well, I've got a couple of examples here. So, this is what happens if you don't pay attention to ship time and you're running after the boat and the boat is leaving. They will leave you at the pier. And it is then your responsibility to get yourself back on track. Either find the ship at the next port or finding accommodations to get you to back home. And you miss the rest of your vacation. So it is best if you pay very close attention to ship time and don't be a pier runner trying to catch the boat right before it leaves. Being that said, I'm going to go ahead and click on to the next one. So on this one, I want you guys to pay attention to there's a gentleman here. So this lady is trying to run after the boat. She's trying to get on right before the boat is leaving. And you will see that the gangplank is still out. So she could make it. But, see right there, the gangplank is out. Actually, these two are going to get on. But there's another lady that does not make it because her husband is behind her. This lady here, her husband isn't there yet. And so she's waiting for her husband. So this guy actually works for the cruise line. And if you do miss your boat, the cruise line has people there to help you through that. Um, they will help make accommodations for you. You've got to pay for those accommodations if you miss it, but they are there to help. I mean, they're not just going to leave you there high and dry, but they will expect you to pay your own way to get to the next stop or to get home. So, again, don't be a pier runner. When the ship says this is the time we're leaving, that's the time they're leaving, and you got to pay attention to that. That being said, if you are on a excursion with the cruise line, they pay attention to that for you, and they are going to try and get you back to the pier on time, no matter what. And those are the times that they will actually hold the boat, somewhat depending upon how late the excursion is. But if you book that excursion through the cruise, they will actually pay for the changes. So, all right, moving on. Post COVID things. So, I have looked at the the Carnival cruise documentation. You can actually find it here at this link. Um, that is a very good link to go to find more information about all of this. But as of right now, from what I can tell, they are requiring everybody to have uh, been vaccinated, and they want you to have the vaccine at least 14 days before you ship out. So again, we're 500 and what, 4 days out. You got plenty of time to get that vaccine. But as of right now, they are requiring it. Um, as of right now, I did not see anything on having you tested before you get on board, but they are asking for a 72-hour ahead of time questionnaire. And then they will do another questionnaire when you get on board. But tests are not out of the question. The phone app. So, things that have kind of changed. During embarkation day, something that I kind of glossed over, I didn't even touch on, is in between getting on the boat, getting lunch, and then the boat leaving. At some point, they are going to call a muster drill. Not mustard, muster. All right? Basically, they want everybody to go find their lifeboat, make sure that you know where your lifeboat is before something goes wrong. Hopefully, nothing will go wrong, but if it does, they want to make sure that you know where to go. Post COVID, they've kind of changed that because back in the day, they had this big long spiel, um, and they would put everybody on one deck of the ship, and everybody was packed in like sardines, and they would go through all their safety procedures. In a post COVID world, that is not acceptable anymore, so they have changed it up a little bit. I don't know exactly what it looks like on Carnival yet, but I did hear that there's going to be a video of some sort either in your room or it may be on a phone app. Um, so you'll watch the video wherever it is. I have also heard that you will dial a phone number on your room phone. And in the video, it'll tell you what that number is to call. Once they have a confirmation that your room has called that number, they will then tell you to proceed down to your muster station. Your muster station will be labeled on your room key. So even if you forget where it is, you can always look at your room key and it'll always tell you where to go. You will then report there and they will scan your card. And then they know that you've been and you've taken the safety trainings. And everybody must do this. That is actually a maritime law for the United States. They cannot operate the cruise until everybody has done that. So if you don't do that, they'll actually call out your name over the intercom over the entire ship. They'll call you out. They'll say, hey, you need to report for your muster drill. If you don't do that, they can and they have kicked people off the ship because they didn't do the muster drill. They're trying to leave and they're not showing up. So they will find them on board and kick them off the boat because they didn't do that. So when they tell you to do it, go ahead and do it. Get it done. Get it out of the way, and we can start our cruise. With the phone app, let's talk about the phone app a little bit and phones and cruising. I actually didn't put this in on a slide, but I probably should have. On your phone, put your phone on to airplane mode when you get on the boat and turn on your Wi-Fi. Because out at sea, there is a cellular connection that you can make to the boat. That cellular connection will be billed to your cell phone service, and it is holy moly expensive. You do not want to pay for that. So as soon as you get on board, put your phone into airplane mode, or shut it off. Now, in the post COVID times, they're doing a lot with the phone app. Um, they will have maps on your phone to help you navigate around the ship, get you where you need to go. They do have Wi Fi on board for that. And then there's Wi Fi packages that you can buy in addition to that that can get you internet. But without cellular connection, if you have it in airplane mode, with your Wi Fi turned on and attached to their Wi Fi, but not paying for the Wi Fi package, you will be able to get all of those helpful things that they are putting into that app. So go ahead and do that. If you have any problems with that, ask me about it beforehand, or if we're on the boat, ask any of the ship personnel, and I'm sure they would be happy to help you out with that. So, other items. So these are just helpful things that I have found in the past. First thing, smoking. Smoking is only approved in restricted areas. Typically, they have one of the top decks, like up by the smokestack, being the smoking area, and in the casino. Those are like the two areas. So if you need to go get a smoke, that's where you're going to have to go. And I don't know how comfortable that will be. Thankfully, I don't smoke, so I've never had to deal with that. But if you do, and if you need it, that's what you're going to have to do. So the next thing is drinking. All right, water on board. So all of the like water fountains, they don't really have water fountains, but you can go up to any bar, you can order just a glass of water, and they can give it to you. That's all included. Go for it. Soda and alcohol are a little bit different. And actually, at this point, I'm going to break out of this slideshow, and we are going to go look at the Cheers package and the drinking package. So, for our cruise, these are the pricing for Cheers and the bottomless bubbles. Bottomless bubbles for a kid is about $6 a day. Bottomless bubbles for an adult is about $8.50 a day. So if you want ice cold refreshments during your meals, during shows, basically whenever you want, that includes stuff like, basically all soda, unlimited soda program. So also all the soda you want. Then they have the Cheers drink package, the Cheers beverage program. This is only available for adults because this is the alcohol menu. So let's look at this real quick. In the Cheers beverage program, you can get beer. This is what a beer would typically cost if you did not have that program. You can get wine by the glass. You can get mixed drinks, specialty cocktails. You can also get soft drinks, specialty drinks, energy drinks, and water. And that is water bottles. Either vitamin water, bottled water, coconut water, stuff like that. And that's the pricing for those. So if you look at the Cheers package, that is $51 per person per day. So times 7 days, that's what you're going to be paying. Or 6 or 7 days, I forget exactly what we're doing. So that's going to be what the price is. I'm not much of a drinker. Even if I want a couple of drinks during the cruise, that's going to be a high price to pay to have a couple of drinks, because you can't just have one. You can't just buy one day. You have to buy for the entire week. So if you're going to do that, plan ahead to do that. They do have a 15 drink maximum on that program. If you read in here, that will include all the alcohol drinks, basically everything I'm highlighting there, but and possibly the specialty drinks. But the soft drinks, energy drinks, and water, those are available above and beyond that 15 maximum drink. They do not count against you. So, to equal $50 a day, and let's say that you're drinking a $6 beer, you got to drink 10 beers a day, just rough math, to equal that price. So I don't find that the Cheers package is very useful, at least to me. Some people that drink a lot, it's very useful. So, but I do find the bottomless bubbles a great package, especially, I mean, especially for a kid. $6, and what, a soft drink is 250. So if they drink 3 sodas a day, you're already paying for it. For an adult, it's a little bit more. You have to drink a couple more to make it worth it. But I find that it is a very good program. So there's that. Let's get back into this presentation. Staff. The other thing is the staff. I kind of feel bad because a lot of times they are working 12-hour days, 7 days a week, rain or shine. They're out there. They're doing their thing. The housekeeping staff in particular, you got to think your house, your room steward, your housekeeping staff. They are making your beds when you get up and leave your room. They're making your beds. And they have to make a couple hundred beds each, at least. They're doing a couple hundred rooms each, at least. Then they're going back into your room again later on that night, and they're doing the turn down service, and they're giving you all that promotional, here's what's on the agenda for tomorrow and promotional stuff. And they are doing a bang up job. So, and they're doing that 7 days a week. And on the seventh day, they're having to turn that room around, get it all cleaned up for the next guest that's coming in the next day or later that day, possibly. So they're doing a bang up job. We're kind of in their house. They live there 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So we need to be respectful of that. The first time I went on board one of these ships, my father kind of pointed it out to me. If you notice, the first day you walk by and they just kind of look down. There's a lot of people out there that are not kind to them, and they are trying to be as much of a fly on the wall as possible. And I feel bad for them, so I try and engage them. I try and ask them about their day. They also know about the different ports of call. They've talked to a lot of people that have been where we are going and what we are doing. So asking them for advice for different places to go shopping around in the port, or different local knowledge, where to go get a bite to eat or something off the boat. They are happy to give you that information. And it kind of engages them, and you go walking down that same hall a couple days later, they will remember you and they will perk up, even if they're not your room steward, but they'll see you coming. they'll perk up and they'll ask you about your day, and they will. It kind of. I don't know if it makes their day or not, but I kind of think it does. So I try and be nice to those staff members because they really go above and beyond. Really, all the staff do. So next thing before we go, we need travel documents. We need to pay off the cruise. We have to have that paid off by August 29th, 2022. If you do not have it paid by that date, you are not going. That is a deadline. You must have that done. We need to pack and we need to get our house in order. So let's look at these. Travel documents. You need a passport. If you need help getting a passport, let me know as soon as possible. We can get that done. I've got a number of different dates in the calendar, kind of deadlines to get your passport. Don't bump up against those deadlines. All of the deadlines that I have in the documentation for the cruise, or in the calendar for the cruise, those are deadlines. Those are, if you don't have it done by that date, you will not be going. So don't be that person. Don't be a peer runner in that case. So the other thing is printing your cruise documents. So that is only available after November 13th of I believe that's 2022, not 2021. But we'll take a look at that here in a moment. So here's their website. I am currently logged in. I'll probably want to blank out my information there of my booking number, or maybe release the this video afterwards. But down here it says November 13th, 2022. That is when you can print those cruise documents. To get to this page, you first log in. You can then go to manage. Once you're under manage, you can, around in here, there is manage my cruises or my bookings. And it will bring you up to this page. And this kind of has a checklist of what you got to do before we can go. So again, that date of the August 29th is right there, that we got to pay the balance. Complete the health assessment. That is on November 24th. Online check-in can be done on the 13th. And when you do your online check-in, you can print your documents. So kind of neat. Paying off the cruise by that date. We got to pay for gratuities. So a lot of you, when we were booking, I recommended that you pay your gratuities with your room. You do not have to. You did not have to, but I do recommend it. It makes it a lot easier when you're on board. Because your gratuities, if you don't pay them beforehand, they get added to your room bill, your room service bill, on the last day in one lump sum for all the days. And at the end of the cruise, when you're running low on cash anyways, and all of a sudden this bill comes in for all of the gratuities for the entire excursion, or for the entire time, that kind of bites. So paying it ahead of time is a really good idea. Next thing, excursions. So paying excursions, buying your excursions and paying for them ahead of time is a really good idea. One, you'll know that you get that excursion. You know that it will be available for you. And two, again, you don't have that bill at the end of the cruise that, oh, I got to pay for all these excursions. You've got all that paid off on August 29th, 2022. So you know that when you get on board, you can just go and do those things and have a good time. Drink packages. So you can buy those drink packages anytime up until sailing. You can actually buy those on board the boat also. I believe that, don't quote me on this, but I think you can buy it up until August 29th, 2022. And then after that, um, sorry, I got a text message that I need to take. Okay, so you can buy those drink packages, I believe, up until the 29th. After that, you got to wait until you're on board the boat, and you can still buy them on board the boat. You just can't use those until after you purchase them. So I've actually already put mine on my account, and I have paid for that already. So when we get on board the boat, we're good to go to any bar and get a soda, and it's all inclusive. So, and then there's stuff delivered to your room. So when I'm talking stuff delivered to your room, and there's some other things that you can do, such as um, massages and a lot of other things. Nope. Let me go back. I think. All right. So this is their website, and these are some of the things that you can have delivered to your room. Oh nope, not the shore excursions. Special occasion gifts. Basically, these will be put into your room before you get on board. Um, and there's a lot of different things that you can get. You want to have all of those paid off again by that same date. If you're celebrating something, you can get some decorations put up. The cruise line will actually put those up for you. You can have flower bouquets, gift baskets, all kinds of stuff, plush animals for kiddos. That was a boat speaker, a speaker in the shape of a boat. Oh, this one's nice. The waterproof phone case. So you can throw your phone in there, and if you're doing something out at the beach, something wet, you've got your phone protected. So that's a nice one. But yeah, you need to pay off all of those things by that 29th date. So packing. We're going to go on to packing now. Do's, don'ts, and think before you pack it. So things that you should probably pack. Clothes, probably a good idea. When I'm talking about clothes, not just swimwear. Um, a lot of times there are some dress codes for the fine dining. So you need to have, for men, I believe it's long pants, closed toed shoes, and I'm not certain of it, but I think they say a shirt with a collar. Please refer to Carnival's um, requirements for dining. And like I said, on the first day, they'll be a little bit lax on that, but it's a good idea to have those, especially for the formal dining night. For the formal dining, you can go in with a collared shirt with a polo and a pair of jeans and some closed-toed shoes, and you can still eat in there. They won't say anything to you. Um, but if you want to dress up, if you want to wear a suit and tie, wear a suit and tie, and you can do that. For ladies, a cocktail dress or a ball gown or something like that would be appropriate on the formal nights. Again, if you want to go in with a nice shirt and pants and some closed-toed shoes, go for it. Cruise docks. So you need to have all of the passport, driver's license, um, your boarding passes, stuff like that. You got to have all that packed in your carry on, not in your luggage. Credit card. I recommend having a credit card with you just in case you get into trouble. Carry that credit card with you when you get off the boat in different ports of call, because if you do become a pier runner and miss the boat, that may be your ticket home. So, also, putting that credit card on your sign and sale card is a good idea. That way, so they can take cash on your sign and sale card. That's your room key. And so, what that will do is when you slide your card to get a drink, they're actually going to take that off your account. And they will either bill that to your credit card or take that off cash that you've given to the purser at the purser's desk, and that gets applied to your card. Um, I actually have it set up so that my wife's card is not allowed to charge anything to the room. There's no money on it. She's not allowed to charge anything that mine is, or vice versa. And then if I'm getting a soda at the bar, we'll give them the one that cannot charge anything but has the bottomless bubbles. And that way, if they're trying to charge us for something, they can't. Um, but at the same time, they can verify that you have the bottomless bubbles. So that's just a way that I've kind of done that. Seasickness meds. Dramamine, very important. I'm actually going to carry a bottle of Dramamine. I did that last time that I did a big group cruise. I'm going to do it this time. Um, Last time it was very important. If you can, go talk to your doctor beforehand. There's a patch that you can get that you put behind your ear. It's kind of like a nicotine patch, only it has seasickness medication that is non-drowsy. My wife swears by it because it works. Um, we were in rough seas the last time. I don't think that she took any Dramamine, but she does get seasick. I think she had a headache. Was all that she had from all the rocking of the boat. So, toiletries. So they do have like body washes and shampoos and conditioners in the room in the bathroom. I believe they are pump, just kind of like hand soap dispensers in most places nowadays. So if you're okay with whatever they have, go ahead and use those. Those are great. It'll save some room in your bags for other things. But if you need your products, go ahead and bring your products. Don't forget toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant. Those things they will not have for you in the room. You can get those from the gift shop, but they will be at a premium. So don't forget your toiletries. Camera. We all have pretty good cameras in our pockets now these days. You can go ahead and use that. Or if you want to carry an extra camera, not a bad idea with batteries. Um, that way, you're not just relying upon your cell phone that does everything to be your camera as well. So, power adapters. So, if you have your phone, make sure that you have a power brick. Last time I went, they did not have USB ports in the room. So, if you need a USB, bring a power adapter for that. All right, things that you should not pack. An iron, like if you need to iron your clothes, don't be bringing it. They will actually take that away. Um, fire on board a ship is a very bad thing very quickly. So a lot of these things are geared towards that. So don't take an iron. Don't take hair dryers. I believe there's a hair dryer in the room for you to use because it's a certain wattage that they can control, and they know that they have enough power to that room for that. Candles, absolutely not. No open flames in the room ever, no matter what. Um, that being said, little tea lights that are the battery powered tea lights, go ahead and bring them if you want a little bit of mood lighting, or use that as a little night light or something. Bring those, especially if you're in an interior room. Uh, Night lights are great, but if you are, but if you're going to bring those, make sure they're battery operated or plug in, not candle powered, not powered by flame. Police scanners, absolutely not. The one exception is ham radios. If you are a ham radio operator, that is allowed, from what I gather, but there's some regulation FCC wise that we have to abide by. Best case, just don't bring it. Fishing gear. You're not fishing off the back of the boat. If you're going on a fishing excursion, they're going to have the fishing gear for you. So just don't bring it. Drones. Don't bring a drone. They're going to, all of these things they're going to confiscate, and hopefully you'll get them back at the end of the cruise, but there's no guarantee. So don't bring a drone. Handcuffs. People have brought them. Don't do it. Guns and knives. Pretty obvious. Don't do it. The other one that is kind of I kind of went, really, was camo. So if you have clothing that you wear that is camouflage, in the ports of call that we are going to, I have not read that it's prohibited, but there are a lot of countries down in the Caribbean that camouflage is not allowed. If you are wearing that off the boat, you can be arrested and taken to jail for wearing that. So I would just not bring it. Just don't bring it. Don't be that guy. So, things to think about before you pack it. Drugs, and what I'm talking about drugs are prescription medications. They Some prescription medications may be legal here, but they may not be legal in other countries. So before you pack it, talk to your doctor, consult the different, or consult different countries have different regulations. So talk to, or go online and look up what drugs or what medications are and are not allowed in different countries. Soda and alcohol. So you can actually, per Carnival, you can carry, I believe it's up to a 12 pack of cans of soda on board the boat with you if it is a carry on item. Um, Alcohol, you can carry on, I forget how much alcohol, but you can carry it on, especially if it's like a special occasion. If it's your honeymoon, if it's your anniversary, and you want to have a bottle of wine from your wedding or something like that, you can do that. But read the information on Carnival's website before you try and bring it on board. The other thing is power splitters. Um, they don't like to have power splitters that have breakers on them. Um, I know it's a fire hazard thing, and I don't know all the reasons behind it, but before you bring a power strip, consult their website on what you can and cannot bring. So, all right, next thing, getting your house in order before we go. Make sure that if you have pets, make sure that you have somebody to take care of them, either by taking them to to a kennel or taking um, or having somebody come over to take care of them. Mail, you can either stop your mail or have somebody pick it up for you. Something like that typically is a good idea. Or having somebody pick up packages off your porch to keep porch pirates down. Locks, make sure you can lock up your house. So that's a good idea. Clean out your fridge. That is one that I know that a lot of people overlook. Um, you don't want to come back to your house after a week being gone and all those leftovers that were good when you left or kind of iffy when you left are now moldy and old in your refrigerator, and you get done with this nice relaxing vacation and all of a sudden you got to clean out your fridge and do all the nasty jobs. So same thing, take out your trash. You don't want that trash getting smelly and icky while you're gone, so go ahead and take care of that before you go. We're probably going to do a good house deep clean before we go, just to so when we get home, it's nice and refreshing, and we can just come home, unpack, and relax. So, here is a calendar that I have set up for us. Again, those are drop dead dates. Let me open that up. So today is the 10th of January 2020 or July 2021. As we go forward, we got a few dates here. On December 4th, that is the day that we can look at getting rental vehicles, because most rental companies will say you have to, or they will reserve out to up to 1 year, and we'll be getting back on the 3rd. So the 4th would be a good day to go out and try and rent those vehicles, get those rentals. I have found the best pricing at Avis. I can get a 12 passenger van. I believe it was 200 each way. So if you fill it with 10 people, that's $40 a person. That's much cheaper than a lot of the options I was looking at. So, but that's not a drop dead date. That is kind of that's when we can start looking. The next date is going to be a ways out from there. July 24th of 2022. That is your cutoff to get the passport the normal way. Sending off for it. You need to have that done way before then, I feel. That is they say you must have it done by this time for you to get it back in time. But mail is slow sometimes. Sometimes they send it to the wrong address, like what they did to my wife. It's better to just um, get get it done way before that. And like I said, we've got 504 days before we go, so you've got plenty of time. Next one is the cruise must be paid off by August 22nd, or August of 2022, August 29th. So that's on here. That is a drop dead date. Then on September 4th, if you miss the date before the 2 months before the July 24th, you can pay extra and get an expedited passport. You're going to pay $60 extra for that, I believe. Don't be a peer runner. Next thing, October 16th, if you are getting the Moderna vaccine, you must have your first dose by the 16th. If you are getting the Pfizer, by the 23rd. because again, they have a requirement of how long you have to have it. On November 13th, you have to have your second dose of Pfizer, and we can start printing our cruise docs. You can print these cruise docs up until the night we leave, so or the night we leave here. So you've got about 2 weeks that you can get those. Um, 72 hours before we go. Oh, sorry. You on the Pfizer, that is your second dose of Pfizer, second dose of Moderna, or the Johnson and Johnson shot, the single dose of that, you have to have by that date. So, second dose of the 2 dose ones, or the single dose of the 1 dose one. On the 24th of November, that is when we're going to have to do our 72-hour health questionnaire. And if you screwed up and you did not get your passport the other 2 times, you can pay even more and you will have to go to a passport agency, go to the federal government, to the building, and you can actually walk it through. I've had a friend that did that. It is not fun because you are on the 26th. We're probably going to be leaving to go down there that evening. So you've got this Thursday and Friday to get that done if you're going to walk it through. And I don't even know if you can do that. So again, don't be a peer runner. Get your crew or get your passport in advance. And on the 27th, by noon or by 3:30 p.m., you better be at the pier on the boat, or you're not going. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'd be happy to help you guys out with that. So have a good time. Got to shut this off now.